First off, if there were any other way for me to make my point without showing you anything about Donald Trump, his face, hearing his voice, his stupid speech, I would in a heartbeat. But unfortunately, considering everything that has happened in the last 24 hours from this video, the announcement that Donald Trump may actually be arrested, I think it's time for us to talk about this. A few days ago, Donald Trump on his Truth social platform that should be shut down now, apparently, I think he hates this country. Not for the reasons you might think. He doesn't hate it because of this, that, or the other. He hates it because he's not the leader of it. His speech might as well be saying, "I alone can fix it," as he did back in 2016 during his campaign. I alone can fix it. It's just the fact is, I alone can fix it part 2 might as well be I alone can fix it after you and everyone else out there hasn't realized that I alone broke it. In this speech, he blames everything on everyone else except the people who are responsible for it. Now, the next 3.5 minutes are going to be very hard for you to take in, and I really do apologize for putting you through it. Because quite honestly, I barely made it through without puking my guts out. So, viewer discretion advised.
We have never been closer to World War III than we are today under Joe Biden. A global conflict between nuclear-armed powers would mean death and destruction on a scale unmatched in human history. It would be nuclear Armageddon. Nothing is more important than avoiding that nightmare. We will avoid it, but we need new leadership. Every day this proxy battle in Ukraine continues, we risk global war. We must be absolutely clear that our objective is to immediately have a total cessation of hostilities. All shooting has to stop. This is the central issue. We need peace without delay. In addition, there must also be a complete commitment to dismantling the entire globalist neocon establishment that is perpetually dragging us into endless wars, pretending to fight for freedom and democracy abroad, while they turn us into a third world country and a third world dictatorship right here at home. The State Department, the defense bureaucracy, the intelligence services, and all of the rest need to be completely overhauled and reconstituted to fire the deep staters and put America first. We have to put America first. Finally, we have to finish the process we began under my administration of fundamentally reevaluating NATO's purpose and NATO's mission. Our foreign policy establishment keeps trying to pull the world into conflict with a nuclear-armed Russia based on the lie that Russia represents our greatest threat. But the greatest threat to Western civilization today is not Russia. It's probably, more than anything else, ourselves and some of the horrible USA-hating people that represent us. It's the abolition of our national borders. It's the failure to police our own cities. It's the destruction of the rule of law from within. It's the collapse of the nuclear family and fertility rates like nobody can believe is happening. It's the Marxists who would have us become a godless nation worshiping at the altar of race and gender and environment. And it's the globalist class that has made us totally dependent on China and other foreign countries that basically hate us. These globalists want to squander all of America's strength, blood, and treasure, chasing monsters and phantoms overseas while keeping us distracted from the havoc they're creating right here at home. These forces are doing more damage to America than Russia and China could ever have dreamed. Evicting this sick and corrupt establishment is the monumental task for the next president, And I am the only one who can do it. I'm the only one that can get the job done. I know exactly what.
Again, I'm sorry for putting you all through that. I'm sorry for making you watch that 33-minute speech because it is just sick. Never before closer to World War III. We've been living with that threat for decades, even long before I was even born. That thing in the 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis. I guess you skipped. I guess you actually skipped your history class when they were teaching that, didn't you, Trump? And ever since then, we have been constantly under the possibility of nuclear destruction. So this is not new for us. But for you to blame Joe Biden for this, I thought Joe Biden was the president of the United States, not the president of the Russian Republic. And I'll give you 1 point on this. He wants new leadership to avoid it. I agree. We do need new leadership to avoid World War III. But the new leadership should be coming from Russia. Vladimir Putin is pushing us towards World War III. He's actually flirted with the idea of using nuclear arms against Ukraine. So I agree with you on that, Trump. We do need new leadership, but it needs to be in Russia. And one quick note about Vladimir Putin. A few days ago, we just received word that the ICC, the International Criminal Court, has issued an arrest warrant for him for the charges of war crimes. How they're going to enforce it, how they're going to arrest him, we don't know. Hopefully it'll happen. Hell, Russia's own people may have him arrested. Might throw him to the ICC. Anyway, he says we need a total cessation of hostilities. I agree. But you're not trying to do a total cessation of hostilities that will work out in Ukraine's favor, the nation that was attacked by your friend Putin. You're trying to get Putin to win this fight. Don't try to play us, Trump. But then he went all right-wing on us, neocons, blah, 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 and all that crap. And still screaming that we're turning into a third world dictatorship. You got the ball rolling. Every time a journalist says something or a reporter says something that you didn't like, you kept flirting with the idea of let's change the libel laws. Let's have that journalist arrested. That was you, Trump. And the worst thing is this America first. I'm getting so sick and tired of hearing about America first. I'm tired of hearing about that. We all know where America first came from. America first came from the Ku Klux Klan. So I don't trust America first. Not in the way you want America first, Trump. Because you don't care about America. You spent this entire speech downplaying our country, the country that you led, the country that you want to lead. Not once in your presidency have you ever done anything to make America great or say make America great again. You lowered gas prices. God bless you. What did you do about street crime? You tried to build the wall. God bless you. What have you done about police brutality against people of color in this country? Nothing. You actually encouraged it. And you're trying to say you want to reevaluate and try to revamp all of our organizations. All you're trying to do, Trump, is put in glad, happy yes men in those positions so they won't challenge you. They won't say this is right. So there'll be a bunch of yes men saying you were right, Mr. Trump. Good work, Mr. Trump. Good work, Master Trump. You're not going to appoint people who will tell you the truth. And that's the whole point about this whole thing. You're just trying to look for yes men, not people who actually do their jobs. You want to talk about how things are so bad under Biden. Things were bad under you. You want to talk about street crime under Biden. Street crime was high because of you. And most of the people doing the crimes happen to be police officers. You want to talk about the border? What have you done? What did you do to make the border safe? You did nothing except separating kids from their families across the sea, across the border. See, I agree things need to be changed at the border, but I also say that not every single person who crosses that border or attempts to cross that border is a drug-dealing rapist, as you said they were, Trump. Do I need to remind you that what you said? That you said that Mexico's not sending us their best? They're sending us their worst, or words to that effect? They're sending drug dealers and rapists? And you say that we're trying, that you said at the end that the people like me, because we don't vote for you, Trump, you're saying that we're trying to turn this country into a godless nation. A godless nation. This isn't a godless nation, the United States of America. God created this nation under his hand, by the hand of those people, the founding fathers, who are on Mount Rushmore, although they were scumbags because they owned slaves. See, Trump, it's apparent to me that all of this is just to rile up your troops, your true believers, the people who are willing to actually kill for you. And ever since we got the news that Donald Trump, mind you, because we don't know if it's true or not, but Donald Trump announced that he's going to be arrested this coming week, over the New York investigation into the money. And Facebook and Twitter are inundated by people in and out of Congress threatening protests, threatening violence if he is in fact arrested or just indicted. Trump is doing nothing but trying to rile up his base in the hopes that he will get back in office. And obviously he's screaming, of course, I alone can fix it. Those 5 words, I alone can fix it, might as well have that short word saying, I alone can fix it, after I broke the son of a gun. After you didn't notice I broke it. You see, what really bothers me about you, Trump, is that you've shown a complete inability to take responsibility for anything. You've shown to me, and you've shown to the rest of the country, and to the rest of the world, mind you, that it's not about power. It's not about making America great again, or safe again, or keep America great, or whatever slogan you're trying to create now. It's all about keeping you in power. It is sickening, it is stupid, and quite honestly, that speech right there, you were just reading from a script, because I know you're not intelligent enough to think of that stuff on the fly. You wrote it. You had someone wrote it for you, put it on cue cards. Now, I don't have a problem with that, teleprompter, whatever. But you don't care, Trump. Because if you did care, if you cared about this country, January 6th would never have happened. No matter how many times Tucker Carlson and the rest of those idiots at Fox News want to whitewash it. You don't care about this country, Trump. This country can burn to hell as long as you can get money. You don't let the bombs drop as long as you can get money, Trump. Don't try to play us. And don't try to play us. And frankly, you conned yourself into thinking you do, that you care. But honestly, quite honestly, you have destroyed yourself and disgraced yourself. And if you are arrested Tuesday, I'll be the first one to applaud them. Because this should have been happening years ago. And to you people out there, you red hat hyenas, trying to plot about how to get Donald Trump and how to celebrate him, how to defend him, walk away. Don't do anything stupid. Just walk away. Because if you do something stupid, you're going to prison for it. January 6th ain't happening again. No matter how many people like you want it to happen. Walk away while you still can. And as for you, Trump, this speech of yours, I would feel pity for you if it wasn't for the fact that... Actually, no, I don't feel pity for you. Because you're a desperate, a desperate, old punk. CTP Know The Truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.